Hey, what's going on, everybody? For First We Feast, I'm Sean Evans, coming at you from Chinatown, New York City, where I'm joined by Mike Chen. You know Mike from his popular YouTube channel, Strictly Dumpling, where this globetrotting gourmand explores some of the most sought-after dishes in cities like Hong Kong, Tokyo, Bangkok, and of course, New York City.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's one of the best things I ever had. Oh, that's so full of porky deliciousness.
And that's why we're here at Nom Wah Tea Parlor, the oldest dim sum shop in the 5 boroughs, to get a crash course in one of the most celebrated meals in the entire world. All right, Mike, before we start, can you give us sort of a basic guide to dim sum, the style of eating?
The word dim sum is quite interesting because different parts of China have different understanding of what that term means. Like in northern China, dim sum means 点心, which literally means touching your heart. It's supposed to really speak to your soul, you know what I mean? In southern China, they call it yang cha, which in Mandarin is yin cha, which basically means drinking tea.
Because that's the whole thing, you know, a lot of people watching this, when they think dim sum, they might think that it's just the dumpling, but it's not. The tea is almost just as important.
It's incredibly important. And also there's like a science behind it. I mean, you're supposed to get green tea for the summer because it's better for cooling down the body. You're supposed to get darker tea for the winter because it's better for warming up the body. If there's a grandfather sitting next to us, I'm gonna pour him first because he's the elder person. When I pour you your tea, you're supposed to do something for me. So all you gotta do is take your 2 fingers here and just tap the table a couple times, or your knuckles. So you gotta do that to show that you appreciate me pouring you the tea.
There's a lot going on here. So as someone who's been around the block a couple times, how do you decode this?
So typically, there's a couple types of dim sum places. One is you come to a place like Nom Wah who has a menu, you check it off. The more traditional places will have the cart. When the cart comes, try to ask for the steamer from the bottom because that's usually the hottest one.
What are the traps in the menu?
I tend to stay away from any stir-fried noodle dish or rice dish. These things really fill you up, especially if you take a whole plate of noodles down.
Let's go after this menu. I think that we should get the classics, you know?
Okay,
And then I think that we should push the boundaries a little bit as well. And we definitely have to get the chicken feet.
Oh, here we go.
It's the fried dough chicken feet, sesame seed soup dumpling with bun, shrimp with a roasted pork chop, chicken with cabbage dumpling.
Wow, okay.
Last one is the turtle cake.
Turtle cake, is that everything?
Okay, it's everything.
That's everything.
Thank you.
This is not intimidating at all.
Where do we start?
These are steamed rice noodles, and they come in both shrimp and fried dough. So I think we should do the shrimp first.
Okay.
So typically, if you're close with the people you're eating with, you can also serve them a dim sum. I just met you today, so let's
get to know each other first.
Yeah, let's talk a little more before we start feeding each other. Go ahead, dip that a little bit.
Dip that? And I bomb that.
Oh yeah, you can bomb that. You can bomb that. How's that for you?
The bombing on that is important.
Oh yeah. You need the sweet soy sauce. And again, this is not regular soy sauce. If you do regular soy sauce, it's gonna become way too salty. Little sweet soy sauce, this becomes really clean, really nice. This is one of my favorite things in the world. Inside is sweet, salted eggs. There's really no distinction between desserts and savory items and dim sum. You can eat whatever, whenever. Oh, that's good.
You can eat, Mike. I respect it.
The reason why we're not drinking cold water, when that cold water hits your stomach after you eat some greasy food, it's gonna congeal. So you wanna chase it with some tea. It's gonna help your digestion. It's gonna help you eat longer. Here, let me top you up here.
Thank you.
You never wanna let your guest's tea get too low. Well, we're out of tea, Sean, so here's something you need to do.
Okay.
Take the tea lid, put it upside down. And that's gonna signal to the server that we need more tea.
Another round.
This, of course, is probably one of the most famous dim sum items. Most people come here, they know to order shao mai. I mean, it is kind of just like a little stuffed wonton. Egg wrappers on the outside, pork usually on the inside. It looks like some roll on the top. The flavor of the pork really stands out. That's a beautiful flavor. It's kind of fatty. It's nice, like nice and bacony.
What do you do when there's only one piece left?
No one should actually reach for the last one. I would typically offer it to somebody. I'd be like, Sean, eat this, because I know you want it. But the one thing you do not do is you do not offer to cut this in half.
Really?
No, we don't do that. No. Last piece, somebody gets it, no halvesies.
So one more left, and it's the headliner. It's the much talked about, much discussed chicken feet situation.
You never had this before.
First time.
Now the texture is a lot of times something that people have a tough time getting over. Basically the rule is if you bite down, whatever you can't chew, don't eat that. Everything else, eat it. I mean, it gets ugly. So a lot of people, they just put it in a whole thing in their mouth and just like,
Try to figure it out.
and just figure it out with their tongue. But if you want to be more civilized, just eat the outside a little bit. And don't be afraid to use your hands too. Nice! Good job, man. I am impressed. Good deboning skills.
There's nothing that turns me off about the flavor. It's just the mental hurdles that you have to jump in your head. The mark against it though is it's so difficult to eat. You know, there's like 30 different bone shards in my mouth. But I would recommend it. I would order it again. Chicken feet, no big deal.
I think when it comes to dim sum, you never tried dim sum before, you have to get it. It's like a rite of passage.
I think that everybody thinks of the flavor profiles in Chinese food a very specific way.
Yeah.
But if I've learned anything today, it's that, you know, sometimes it does veer off that road in a pretty significant way.
That's the great thing about Chinese food. You could just drive across China and eat something completely different every single meal.
So we'll finish this. In the meantime, stop by Strictly Dumpling. Watch Mike just chew his way through the entire world, snack in one city at a time.
Thank you so much.